Hi world, it's Keely and I'm back for another video. This is going to be my TBR for the Wrap It Up Readathon that I am hosting in December. I will have the original link down below. Let me know if you guys can't access the documents that I created for it, like the little one-pagers. I tried putting them in a Dropbox. I don't know if it worked because every time that I click on it, I can see it because I made it, but I don't know if that means that you guys can see it, so definitely let me know. I will also just write out all of the questions down below. I'll add them back to the first video afterwards. I also realized that in my announcement video, I never put the third document up on the screen as I was talking. We're doing our best. I have a handful of books that I would like to get to in December. These are not all of them that are kind of on my radar. I've had so many videos of like, end of the year, I'm gonna finish these, I promise. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. The first prompt is to read the first book that you bought in 2025. And if you've already read that one, just go to the next one on the list. And that, for me, is this one, which is 5 Ways to Forgiveness by Ursula K. Le Guin. At the beginning of 2025 was my birthday, because my birthday's in January, and I went to a local indie bookstore that I absolutely love, and I picked up a couple books, and this one was the only one that I hadn't read yet. This one takes place in the Hainish world that the other books like The Left Hand of Darkness and The Dispossessed take place in. I've read both of those. Ursula K. Le Guin is one of my favorite authors. I've read a handful of her books. I have a handful more to get to that I own, and well, way more than that I haven't read, but this is the next one that I would love to get to, and I'm looking forward to it. The next prompt is to read the last book you bought in 2025. Now, I did just buy on Kindle 2 books that were daily deals, so I might pick up one of those. One is the first book in the like Rivers of London series. I forget who wrote it. It's been a very long... Anarovich? Is that his last name? It's something like that. It's a very well-loved series. It's been out forever. I have no idea how many books there are, and it's been on and off my radar over the years. I was recently talking to my husband about a Reddit thread that I saw where a group of men were talking about the Rivers of London books, that universe, and how for them, the main character was the most accurately written portrayal of like male thought and their experience as men in the world. And I just thought that was super fascinating. So I really want to read it now. I have no idea what it's about, but I put it on my Kindle wish list, and when it dropped for a daily deal, I grabbed it. So I might read that one, or I also just got the first book in the Jasad Air. There's 2 books. I don't know if it's a duology or going to be longer than that. I've heard absolutely incredible things about it. However, it's a massive fantasy, so I don't know. I'll pick one of them, most likely. I just don't know which one I'm going to pick. The third prompt is to finish a series. Now, there are a handful of series that I'm trying really hard to finish up by the end of the year, primarily because they're ones that have been on my shelf for a really long time, like the last couple years at least, and I would love to have them finished. I am reading one on my Kindle right now, which I'm hoping to finish before the end of the weekend, honestly, because I'm filming this on a Friday, and that is The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik. That's the 3rd book in the Scholomance trilogy. When I'm done that, I'm going to get the ebook from the library of The Bone Shard War by Andrea Stewart. This is the 3rd and final book in the Drowning Empire trilogy. This is just same with the Scholomance. I've had this sitting on my shelf for years unread, and so I would love to have this one finished by the end of the year. And the other one that I'm really hoping to finish is the 3rd book in the His Dark Materials trilogy. This one is the Amber Spyglass. I have books 2 and 3. Book 2 is right up there on the end. I have book 2 from the library. I've reread book 1 like 3 times, and I've never gone to the next book, so I am very much hoping that throughout next week, and all next week will be Thanksgiving week. I only have 2 days off, but that's okay. I'm hoping I can finish the Golden Enclaves and then go right into the Subtle Knife, and over the week of Thanksgiving, I think that would be really fun to read that one, and then in December I can read this one and finish up the His Dark Materials trilogy. When I do my like 2025 wrap-up video, I will talk to you guys about all of the series that I finished in 2025 or have gotten caught up on based on like when the next book comes out. I've been making good progress with my series tracker this year, so I am very much hoping that I can mark a couple more books off for that one. The next question is to read the oldest book on your your TBR. Now I have 2 books for these. A couple of the books go into different categories. Please feel free to like double, triple, whatever, use the books. If you have a book that fits for like almost all of these, please feel free to use that book. This is supposed to be a very low pressure, low stakes readathon. Just wanted to have something that I'm working on that you can also, if you want to, work on with me. So the oldest book on my TBR is, well, one of the oldest is Hyperion by Dan Simmons. I am currently reading this one. I thought I was like 100 pages in. I am not. I am 73 pages in, and I am really enjoying it so far. I still don't feel like I fully grasped the world enough to tell you what it's about. This is just a really well-loved science fiction series, and it was super duper popular when I started my booktube channel in like 2014, 2015. There were a handful of science fiction and fantasy massive series or like really big books that all of the booktubers that read those genres were working on, and Hyperion was one of them. So it's been on my shelf since 2014 and I've never read it. After reading The Terror by Dan Simmons last month, I decided, or earlier this month, I decided that I wanted to pick up Hyperion because I do like Dan Simmons writing. This one is told very similarly to, is it the Decameron? It's either the Decameron or Canterbury Tales. I think I said Decameron before, but I might have been wrong. I can't remember because I haven't read the Decameron and I haven't read the Canterbury Tales. Whichever one is a group of people telling stories. That's what this one people said it reminded them of. Not in like content at all, but just in the setup of there's this group of people on this spaceship going to this planet to do something, and they were all picked for a specific reason, but no one knows each other's reason. And so at the beginning of the book, one of the people is like, why don't we go around the table and everyone tell their story? And so I'm in the middle of the first person's story. I'm enjoying it. So this one I've had forever. I would really, really love to get this one read. Another one that I've had a billion years unread on my shelf is The Two Towers by Tolkien. I am only up to chapter 2, When They Meet the Riders of Rohan. I've seen the movies 1,000 times. I have now read Fellowship of the Ring, but I never finished Two Towers, and I never finished the 3rd book to like finish out the full story of the Lord of the Rings without all the supplemental material. So I really would love to read this one. The next prompt is a comfort read. So that for me is going to be The Two Towers by Tolkien because I watch it every year. My husband and I watch the original 3 movies every year. I love watching the Hobbit movies. My husband is not a huge fan. I think they're a lot of fun. I love that there's a Hobbit named Keely. My name is Keely. So I really enjoy watching it. And so that's why I want this one to be a comfort read. The other comfort read, y'all, is going to be this one, which is book 6 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. This one is The Eye of the Bedlam Bride. It is absolutely gigantic, but I do want to work my way through this one. Probably, honestly, through December and January, just kind of given how much I'm reading right now, because then I want to read book 7, and then book 8 comes out, I think, in June. So I would like to get this one read and then have a couple months to read book 7. But I just love this series so much. So does my husband. He's read through it twice already so far this year, and this is my first read through. I'm really enjoying it. I do have some issues with the way that specific characters or groups of people are written about. I think some of the comedy is very like, you just took the easy way out by writing at the expense of people, and I find that kind of shitty. But overall, I really, really enjoy the world building, and I do enjoy a lot of the characters. I am very much enjoying this one and want to continue on, so I will be hopefully tackling at least part of book 6 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. And the final prompt in the reading section is to read a book or finish a book that you started earlier in 2025. I need to finish Tokyo Ever After. I started this one in the summer. I took it to the beach with us. I was reading it the week that we went to the beach. I got up to chapter 14, which is almost halfway through. I'm 137 pages. I just really, really need to pick this one back up. The reason why I haven't is because I'm slightly nervous about what might happen. I don't know if this is what happens, but it's what could happen, and that makes me stressed. This one is about a teenage girl who grows up not really knowing who her dad is, but she really wants to know who her dad is. And then it comes out that her dad might be Japanese royalty and live in Japan. And so she ends up going to Japan to meet that portion of her family. And they're like so far, they're very like accepting of her and are training her to be royalty. And I don't know if this is going to happen in this book. If you read this, don't spoil it for me. But I'm slightly worried that it's going to be one of those in another country where you don't speak the language and they're not letting you leave kind of vibes, which stresses me out so much in books. And so I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I need to just finish it and determine if I'm going to read the next one, because there's another one called Tokyo Dreaming. And I think maybe one after that. I don't know, but I've had this one for a couple years. I really need to finish it. The next section of prompts is the other media section. So this is where we're just going to talk about the other stuff that we've been enjoying throughout the year and stuff that we want to finish up or just continue to enjoy in December. The first one that I have is to finish a TV show. I have been doing a rewatch of the holiday episodes of British Bake Off. I'm caught up on all the seasons on Netflix, and there are, I think, new episodes for Holiday Bake Off. So that's going to be my TV shows. I want to watch the new episodes. The next prompt is a most anticipated movie. Oh, did I show you guys that I like made my my spread match kind of the thingies that I have? The next one is most anticipated movie. For this one, it's going to be Muppet Christmas Carol, because it's the best movie ever and we watch it every Christmas and I'm very excited. I look forward to it so much. I want to watch it multiple times throughout the year, but I hold off and we only watch it in December. So Muppet Christmas Carol is going to be that movie. Next is going to be a comfort watch. We have a list of movies that we watch every holiday season, and a comfort watch for us is like all of them on the list. But the one that we like really look forward to besides Muppet Christmas Carol is Home Alone. So we are going to watch Home Alone. And also Die Hard. Die Hard's great. And I firmly believe it's a Christmas movie because we always watch it at Christmas, and therefore it's a Christmas movie. And then the final prompt for this is to finish a video game or, you know, whatever you're working on. So if you're like working on a puzzle or something. And for this, I'm working on something in my most played PC game, which is Dead by Daylight. I have played it since it came out, and I am working really hard to P100 or Prestige 100 times Michaela, who was the redhead witch in the game. Now, I'm not playing as her character. I'm playing as Vittorio dressed as Santa, and my username is Krampus because when it's the holiday season and I play Killer, I play as Trapper but in the Krampus outfit, and then when I play as Survivor, I play Vittorio in the Christmas outfit, and so my username is Krampus for this time of year. And so if you come across Krampus, it could be me. That's what I just want to work on, is I want to continue having fun playing Dead by Daylight, and the Christmas or like the holiday snow winter event should hopefully be happening where you can hide in snowmen, which is always really fun. I want to P100 Michaela by the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to try really hard. I'm at, I think, P75. I think I hit 75 this morning. I'm gonna try. And then in terms of the final section that I'm going to talk about now, because there's an even further section after this that's a reflection, and I'm gonna do the reflection at the end of the month. But the hobbies section is next. And so the first one is to finish a work in progress. And I don't know what I'm going to do for this one, honestly, because I haven't been doing a ton of like crafting or projects that I haven't finished so far this year. But what I am going to do is make some Christmas presents for people out of polymer clay or do some paintings or something. So maybe I will put those there. I'm not sure. The next one is to bake or cook something that you're like excited about or anticipating. I love cooking all day for Thanksgiving and Christmas and Friendsgiving for me and my husband and then our friend group. And don't worry, everyone else also cooks for Friendsgiving. I just really enjoy it as well. I'm really excited to do that. I'm making a handful of new things this holiday season. I'm going to make, my husband requested a Bakewell tart for dessert for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to do that. Never done that before. Very excited. For Friendsgiving, I'm doing 2 new recipes from the cookbook that I'm cooking my way through. One is a spicy pimento cheese dip, and the other one is a chocolate bourbon pecan pie, because for Thanksgiving with my friends, we're doing barbecue this year instead of traditional Thanksgiving food. So I'm excited. I've never tried those. And then for me and my husband, just throughout December, I'm going to make chocolate peppermint scones, which I've never made before, but I'm excited. I have made scones before. I made chocolate chip scones and they were amazing, but I want to try to make chocolate peppermint ones. And then I'm also going to practice either like this week or next week making a chocolate Yule log, which is basically just like a giant Swiss roll. And I'm going to practice that because I want that to be our Christmas dessert. But I want to make sure I can do it first. I don't want, that's so much pressure to come up with a new dessert or a new meal for the day of and never have done it and be stressed. I'm not worried about making a pie or dip for Friendsgiving, but for me and my husband, making a Yule log is like a big deal. It's like a centerpiece, so I want to try that. Another thing that I really want to try before the end of the year is Colbert makes a beef Wellington, which I've never made before, never eaten before, but I would really, really like to try to make that. As for me and my husband, I do something called family dinner at least once a month on Sundays, where I just do like a big ass dinner that takes like many hours, and I want to try to do that. I want to do the beef Wellington for one of those. Colbert's recipe doesn't sound terribly difficult. We will see. That's I'm challenging myself. I've been challenging myself with baking and cooking so far this year and having a great time with it. Definitely want to continue to do that. And then the final one is a comfort creation, and for that it's just going to be baking holiday cookies with my husband. We have a handful of recipes that when we get together with, I don't know if we're going to be able to this year, but in previous years in December we get together with our friend group and we play some games and we all have Christmas cookies. It's kind of like a Christmas cookie party where I bring some that they absolutely love and then other people make some, and the ones that I make that everyone loves, my husband really loves, are these like matcha white chocolate cookies. And then there are gingerbread blondies that have like icing and sprinkles. And in previous years I've made spicy hot cocoa cookies, which are like Mexican hot chocolate. And I'm trying to think what else. I love making snickerdoodles. I love the chocolate crinkle cookies. I love just basic gingerbread. So I don't know what we'll do. There's a couple cookies that my husband, I think, really wants to make this year, but I'm not sure. So comfort creation is going to be baking and cooking in general, but particularly with Christmas cookies. Let me know if you guys are taking part. What books are you hoping to read? What projects are you working on? Video games, puzzles? You know, are you knitting? Do you draw? Do you paint? Do you embroider, crochet? All of the things. Let me know what creative things you guys are doing this holiday season. The plan is I have a handful of videos that I would like to film and edit and have up on my channel throughout Thanksgiving week and into Christmas and like all of December, because I've talked about this I think a little bit off and on over the years, but I used to have a very good relationship with my family growing up, like my extended family and everything. But as I've gotten older and kind of come more into myself and learned more about the world, I don't have that anymore. And my mom died a couple years ago, or over 10 years ago, which is fine. And don't worry about it. And my relationship with my dad is non-existent because we are just incredibly different people. And I will share a teensy bit in case anyone else can relate. Part of the reason why I don't have a relationship with my dad or other people in my family is because I identify as pansexual and they are not as accepting of the queer community, in that they also don't know that I identify that way because I don't think that they are safe people. But to keep myself, my mental health, and my immediate family, which is me and my husband and my dog, safe and happy and healthy during the holidays, my husband and I do not engage, which we don't throughout the year anyway. But during the holidays, that's really hard because for years and years, I would go to all of the family events. And so I felt like for a long time that I lost that part. But with me and my husband, this is our circle. This is our family. Our friend group that we spend Friendsgiving with is also, I consider, my family. And I love spending time with them. And so I just want to have this environment for people that if, you know, for whatever reason you do not have people you can spend the holidays with, you don't celebrate the holidays and you just want to hang out, that's cool too. I just wanted to have this environment where it's hopefully you feel very accepting and ready and willing to engage in all of the shenanigans and comfort shit that we do for ourselves, all the self-care and love that we do for ourselves and the people that we care about. Let me know if you guys are taking part in this. I very much hope to chat with you all and learn more about the crafts and hobbies and stuff that everyone has, and let me know if there are any specific types of videos that you guys would like to see before the end of the year. I have a list going, but I can always add more, and I just appreciate you all so much. I hope that you're hanging in there and that you're all doing okay and reading good shit. I will talk to you in the next one.